Space exploration is on the cusp of a new era, and SpaceX is leading the charge. Imagine a world where space travel isn't just for astronauts, but for everyone. A world where the dream of going to Mars is no longer science fiction, but a real possibility. Well, that world is closer than you think. Today, SpaceX experienced both triumph and setback in their journey to make interplanetary travel a reality. A test flight that was supposed to mark another step towards the stars ended in disaster, but this failure is far from the end of the road. Instead, it's a lesson that will push SpaceX even further into the future. Let's talk about it. Today, the world witnessed the latest test flight of SpaceX's Starship. The mission was supposed to be a huge milestone in their journey to bring humanity to Mars. Starship is the most powerful rocket ever built. It is designed to carry cargo and one day humans to destinations like the Moon, Mars, and beyond. But as the rocket shot into the sky, it was clear that this was not going to be a routine launch. Just minutes into the flight, disaster struck. The rocket exploded mid-air, sending debris plummeting to Earth. A failure, yes, but a failure with a purpose. SpaceX has always embraced risk and failure as part of their journey. In fact, some of the company's biggest successes were built on the back of previous failures. This is the mantra of SpaceX: fail fast, learn fast. It is this attitude that has allowed them to revolutionize space travel in such a short time. While other companies might shy away from taking risks, SpaceX embraces them. And this is what sets them apart. So while today's explosion is certainly a setback, it's also an opportunity to learn and improve. After all, no one said this journey to Mars would be easy. But what does this failure mean? Does this mean that the dream of reaching Mars is too far-fetched? Not by a long shot. In fact, it's the opposite. This explosion is a reminder that great achievements have challenges. As SpaceX had done with the Falcon rockets, it was disappointing as it faced a series of failure. But all these kept bringing it closer to success. With the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets launching regularly, it's easy to forget that early days were not without failures. SpaceX has a history of turning the negative into positive. The company's success stories have certified that innovation in space travel is justified by every effort. And Starship, after the explosion today, is no exception. After all, this was just a test flight of a long process. Every test flight or explosion, every launch, is a chance to perfect the technology and bring one another closer to the final goal. Let's take a moment to consider what Starship represents. It is not just a rocket. It is a symbol of the future of space exploration. It is designed to be fully reusable, which is a game changer in the industry. Reusability is the key to making space travel affordable and sustainable. Right now, the cost of launching rockets is prohibitively expensive. But with reusable rockets, SpaceX is expected to lower the cost of traveling to space and increase the chances for more missions, more research, and even eventually, human settlements on other planets. The dream of sending humans to Mars is no longer a far-fetched hope. It is well within reach, so real and tangible. And the company leading the way is none other than SpaceX. Of course, there have been setbacks along the way, but these setbacks are just stepping stones on the path to success. The recent explosion is just another chapter in the story of how SpaceX is changing the world of space travel. While many may interpret this explosion to be a failure today, to SpaceX, this is a stepping stone. They take these lessons from this test flight to apply them on the next test. Every crash brings them nearer to success. Even the more spectacular failures lead them closer and closer to attaining their aim. SpaceX doesn't just design rockets. It is building tomorrow for space. Tomorrow where there would no more frontier but destinations. After this test flight, SpaceX is already planning their next steps. They are determined to continue refining the technology, learning from every failure, and getting closer to the goal of making Mars not just a dream, but a reality. SpaceX's commitment to this mission is unwavering, and they know that with each failure, they are one step closer to success.
So what does this mean for us? For those of us who have dreamed of traveling to space, this is exciting.
The technology is advancing rapidly, and while we may not be boarding a SpaceX rocket tomorrow, the future is bright. SpaceX is creating a path to Mars, and with every step, the possibility of humans living on another planet comes closer to reality. Imagine a world where traveling to space is as common as flying on an airplane. A world where humans are no longer confined to Earth but are spread out across the stars. This is the future SpaceX is working toward. While the way ahead is fraught with problems, it's evident that they're moving in the right direction. The explosion today was only a detour in their journey. It did not signal the end of it. SpaceX is stronger and further determined in their quest to space and the Mars, and they're not letting it slow them down. But it's not just about rockets and technology. It's about something much bigger. It's about the spirit of exploration. It's about pushing boundaries that we once thought were impossible. It's about inspiring a new generation of scientists, engineers, and dreamers to reach for the stars. SpaceX is showing us that anything is possible if we are willing to take risks, learn from our mistakes, and keep pushing forward. SpaceX's vision for the future is bold, but it's also achievable. We may not know exactly when humans will land on Mars, but we know that SpaceX is paving the way for that moment. Every test, every failure, and every success brings us closer to that historic day when humans will set foot on another planet. So, what's next for SpaceX? Testing, improving, and pushing the boundaries of space travel. This explosion is just one chapter in a much bigger story, and that story is far from over. SpaceX is committed to their mission of making life multiplanetary, and with each test flight, they are one step closer to turning that vision into reality. So the future of space exploration has come, and it is led by SpaceX. We'll just watch, follow the journey, and be ready for being part of history. Because now SpaceX is a path to the stars, and you would never like to miss even a moment of this marvelous journey.